Now, as Brits, we're partial to an afternoon tea or two, but did you know there's a proper way to conduct it? Well, if you didn't, don't worry, because the former Royal Butler now makes his living teaching etiquette lessons, and I received a royal invitation. A far cry from seagulls and arcades, Blackpool's tower stands tall above the seaside in a class all on its own. Whether it's a ball or a banquet, the tower has played host to them all. And now it has an etiquette class to add to its list, conducted by a Royal Butler himself. It isn't a regular career path, this. How did you even begin to get into it? Was it always a dream of yours?
It was an ambition. When I was a youngster, when I was about 10, 11, 12, I had this crazy dream that one day I'd either be an actor or I'd be a butler, and in some shape or form I've managed to do both of those in the last 20 years.
Grant's career has taken him from up in the Scottish Highlands and all the way down to Clarence House. In his 20 years of experience, he's been behind the scenes, acting as the silent support for the royal family, and has even managed to quick step with the Queen.
I think the one thing I always remember is dancing probably with the Queen is one of the things that I'm never going to forget, because that is something as a youngster I dreamed about, and then of course it happened when I got to dance with her in I think it was a Dash and White Sergeant, and part of the dance was actually with the Queen, and also getting to dance with the Duchess of Cornwall. So these are kind of things that you don't ever imagine is going to happen, and when it does happen you pinch yourself, and then afterwards you kind of thinking, did I actually do that? But I think that is for me something very special.
Now Grant is bringing a pinch of royalty to Blackpool's reality. He swapped his usual glitz of the Ritz for Blackpool. Do you still think it has a place in our society today?
I think etiquette is really important, because I think it has died out a bit, in fact quite a lot, with manners and how to behave. The younger generation, you don't see so much of it. The older generation tell me all the time that they're worried about the future. So I'm on a bit of a kind of one-man mission. Well, I say one man, but I also do the classes with the Princess, and we're trying to raise awareness that etiquette is important, manners are important, and it is something that shouldn't die, and it should be something that we all embrace and carry on well into this century, if not the next.
You can see behind me the Royal Etiquette class is already getting started. They're learning everything from how to hold a cup to how to curtsy correctly. Let's see if I've got what it takes to have lunch with the Queen.
One rule, mobile phones. There's some when it comes to mobile phones, I have this thing that people never kind of switch them off when they should. So if you're at a meeting, if you're at a lunch, if you're at a dinner, afternoon tea, to me it's something that's quite rude, and people always checking them. So unfortunately, we live in a day of modern technology. We have to adapt to it, but at the same time we have to respect others and in others' company, that we switch these things off.
And how did Blackpool fare up against his usual students?
It's amazing. I can't believe I haven't been here, because I've driven past so many times on my way back home to Scotland, but I've never actually come along the road actually to come to Blackpool itself. And coming in this morning, it was amazing. And the first thing you see is the tower, and you do get the kind of hairs going up in the back of your neck, and you think, wow, we're actually here. And for me to walk in here, it's a real treat. It's wonderful to have actually given a class here, and you kind of feel part of history, because you feel that how many famous people have actually come here and performed here or even danced here, and to actually be here doing one of my classes is something very special, and I'll never forget.
Elizabeth Baines, that's Lancashire in Blackpool.